All right, so this voice memo is going to be my final Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving prediction for who I think will live and who I think will die. I am going to be seeing this movie on Thursday. It's currently Friday, and the final poster just dropped today, and it showcases all the main characters. So I'm going to be, even though y'all can't see the faces, I'm gonna be saying who I think will live and who I think will die. So let's get into it. First up, we got Jessica, the main character. She's gonna live. Don't even. She's gonna live. That's it. Moving on, Gabriella, she's played by a TikToker, Addison Rae. She's gonna die, in my opinion. She's definitely gonna die. Maybe towards the end of the movie, I would say she's gonna die towards the end of the movie. That's my prediction. Next up, we got Yulia. She's a blonde, and in the trailer, we see her get stabbed in the ears, and she's obviously getting attacked. But I'm gonna say this is like a 50-50. Because, like, obviously, in horror movie trailers, they show some of the kills. But I saw a TikTok, and it was like, she was alive, and, like, she was being held by the killer, and there was another person there, and she was, like, talking and shit. And it makes me feel like that scene... And mind you, this was posted on the official TikTok account for Thanksgiving, so that's on them. But that scene, it looks like it's completely a different setting than the scene in the trailer, because the scene in the trailer, it showed like she was in her, like, bedroom. And in this, it looks like they're in some other place to begin with. So I'm going to say it's 50-50. 50-50 for this girl. If she does die, maybe it's towards the middle or the end. But I'm going to say it's 50-50 for Yulia. Next up, we got Scuba, who is... I forgot to mention all the roles for these people. So Gabriella, Addison Rae, she's best friends with Jessica, the main character. And then Yulia, she's like the princess of the group, the blonde one. And I'm basically saying this off of, like, the character breakdowns on the TikToks. But next up, we got Scuba. He's the only black one in the group. And he's dating Yulia. I think Scuba's gonna live. I do. Like, genuinely. There's no... And all the teasers, everything I've seen, he seems like he's gonna survive. And the only reason I say this is because Chad from Scream 5... I had nobody in their right mind would think that Chad would have survived that movie. Because in the trailer, we see him get attacked. And everybody was like, yeah, he's got her. He's just there for the body count. So the biggest shocker in Scream 5 for me personally was when it was revealed that Chad survived. Like, that was the biggest twist ever. Because that was, in my head at the time, that was like, what the fuck? That's so random that this nigga lived. Like, he was such a background, really nobody character for him to survive. You know? Obviously now I really like Chad, as well as everyone else in the Scream community. He was a very big, prominent role in Scream 6, and he survived Scream 6, so that's cool. But that's why I think this dude is gonna survive, because he seems like the protector. He just seems like he's gonna live. Hold on. I'm so sorry for that. I had to let my dog in because she's being a prick right now, barking outside my door. She's being a spoiled little prick, aren't ya, mate? Anyways, yeah, I think Scuba's gonna live. That there's no doubt in my mind. If he doesn't live, then that's just racist. No, I'm joking. Yeah, moving on. Ryan. He's played by this white dude, and he's the love interest to the main character, Jessica. If he's the killer, that's gonna piss me off because it's like, yeah, there's a mystery whodunit scream, type thing. He can't be the killer. It would be too obvious. So I think he's just gonna be there to be a red herring and eventually get killed off by the actual killer towards the end of the film. That's what I think. Ryan, yeah, you're not making it out of this one, bud. Sorry to tell you. Moving on, we got Evan. He's like this football jock along with Scuba, but he's the boyfriend to Gabby, which is Addison Rae's character. I think he's gonna die. He seems like one of those people that's there for the body count. So yeah, I'm pretty confident that Evan is not gonna live through this movie. And there's not a lot of characters. Like, there's not a lot of characters to really go off of. It definitely feels like the first Scream movie. The first Scream movie doesn't have that many kills. There's the 2 opening kills with Steve and Casey. Then there's the principal, and then in the final act, or not the final act, but the final house party, there's Tatum, Kenny, and then the actual killers. And then, obviously Sydney, Dewey, Gail, Randy, Sydney's dad, they all live. But with this one, there's not a lot of people that I think will actually pull through for this movie. So I don't know. But yeah. Next up, we got Sheriff Newton, played by Patrick Dempsey, who was Mark Kincaid in Scream 3. He's the sheriff of this town. He better not be the killer, because here's why. In Scream 3, he was a detective. In this movie, he's a sheriff. In Scream 3, he was a red herring, and he was played off like, oh, is he the killer, is he not? He wasn't the killer, but he was a red herring, and he survived that movie. But in Scream 6, Detective Bailey was the killer. So if they make the sheriff, which is him, the killer in this movie, that wouldn't be it, gang. I'm not gonna lie, that wouldn't be it whatsoever. That would be very retarded. I don't think he's the killer, but I don't think he's gonna survive. I think he's gonna die. Yeah, that's pretty much it about Detective or Sheriff Newton. Finally, I left this guy for last because this is the only character that has yet to get like a little character promo. Every other character has gotten their name revealed and a promo. This guy, I don't know his name, and I don't know what his role is, but he's on the poster. He has I would say curly hair, and he looks kind of, I don't know, like Samoan a little bit. Like Samoan, Hawaiian, like that type of thing. Since he's on the poster, he's all the way in the back. He's closest to the killer. He's, for some reason, the last character. And, we still haven't got it yet. We still haven't got his character promo. We haven't gotten anything from this guy. I don't know his fucking name, so I can't even say his name. I think he's the killer. Because we have seen literally nothing of this guy in the promotion, in everything. Now, maybe that's just the people trying to throw us off, but I think there's a reason. I think he's the killer. I do. Because I don't know his name. He's barely in any of the promos, any of the promotion. He almost seems like an afterthought, but he's on this poster, so he has to be somewhat relevant to the plot. And he's gonna be the last person when they eventually release that final character promo. We'll get his name, and we'll see what he's about and what he is. But everyone else is already, the 3 dudes is dating 3 chicks. Then we got the sheriff. And the only other people that's not on this poster, there's this older woman who seems like some type of mom, and she just seems like she's there to get killed. And then there's this dude with a bushy mustache, and he's bald. I think his name is like Mark Hoffman. If you hear that in the background, that's my nephew. Just ignore him. I'm almost done with this video. Just ignore him. But yeah, he's the only other person that's not in the poster, Mark Hoffman. But he is one of the main characters. I hope he's not the killer, because that would be obvious too, because he didn't get really promoted that much as all these other people. But I do think that this guy is the killer, and he'll die by the end. That's what I think. Because like, what is his relation to these people? Everyone's in a relationship. He's like the third wheel. He's third wheeling mad fucking hard, bro. Like, imagine you're the only nigga in the friend group without a girlfriend, bro. Like, everyone else has a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think he's the killer. That's it. And that's those are my final predictions for, I think, who will live, who will die, and who I think the killer is. So in the end, Jessica and Scuba are the only two that I think will live, and everyone else I think will die. And I think Yulia is 50-50. She can either live, she can either die. That's how I feel right now. Hopefully, after I see the movie, I'm somewhat accurate. Because, with my Scream 5 and Scream 6 predictions, they weren't very accurate. I hope I can come back to this video and think, damn, I'm a smart-ass nigga. I really got that, bro. I'm Himothy. I'm really Himothy. But if I come back and, like, everything's all fucked up, then, it is what it is. But that's the point of these, predictions. They're fun. I'm recording this 6 days before seeing the movie. And in the future, when I do watch the movie and I do know who the killer is and everything, I could come back and think, I might make an update video to this. In the 6 days, I'll make an update video to this and talk about what I got wrong, what I got right, if I got anything right at all, and my overall thoughts on the movie. So stay tuned for that.